So I already started cutting, excuse me, but I wanted to cut this inside first. So otherwise it's going to be real difficult if I cut the outside first and have this little disc to try and hang on to. Well, you can see my ring where I've been pushing because of the oily bench, but I am not cutting through yet. I really don't want to cut any of my phalanges, so trying to be careful there. I already cut myself once this new year, and is actually in the kitchen. I haven't cut myself with a kitchen knife, and well, I don't think I ever have, but I did, and it was dumb. I was just washing dishes, washed this knife. My wife decided she wanted brand new cutlery, so she bought that, and you know, new stuff's really sharp. It did not disappoint. So I proceeded to slice my finger open, and bleeding in the sink, which is a perfect spot, went right down the drain. I don't have that luxury out here. I do have some band-aids in a little first aid box hanging on the wall by the door. I'd rather not use them. Suppose I could get chainmail gloves. They're kind of cumbersome. Not a lot of dexterity there. Oh, don't want to tear it. We're making progress. Okay. This is going to take a little bit. You don't need to watch all that. I'll bring you back when I got it cut. Alright, I got the inside cut. I was going to wait to cut the whole thing, but I figured, you know what, I might as well try it while it's still one sheet, easy to handle. And I did have to do a little trimming. There's my rims right there, and it's on. And it's a nice snug fit. In fact, it doesn't even want it. There we go. Come off real easy. As you can see, this stuff is, you know, it's not 1/8 inch thick, but it's solid 1/16, maybe 3/32. I'm not going to measure it. It's close enough. So now we're going to see if these cheap scissors can cut. Oh yeah, there we go. Again, I'm going to cut outside the line. I want plenty of meat. So, well, I was thinking though, how many of you are in the tractor hobby, or trucks, cars, anything rusty? Trust to rust, right? Name of the channel. So how many of you were involved with this rusty type of stuff, not just tractors, but anything rusty, and in your work life, it comes in handy? Example, when I started working the company I'm at now, where we build milk trailers, we work with a lot of stainless steel. Most of the time, the worst problem is if you're using stainless nuts and bolts. If you know stainless, it'll gall. Threads, you know, essentially the threads will get messed up and you're stuck, and you got to cut the bolt off and try it again. So ideally, you want to use anti-seize on all your stainless hardware. So anyway, I'm at work. However long I've been at work, a year, a few years, 5 years, whenever it was, something came up that, hey, this stuff's all rusty, we'll just cut it off, get a new one. It's like, well, I asked the question, I think, it's like, well, where are we going to get a new one? Do they make them? So, automatically, I went into preserve everything, because you don't know if you can get parts. And whatever it was, they stopped and they thought, we talked about it, and I was like, Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we should say this, but it's so rusty. I mean, it's just garbage. It's like, let me do it. Let me take care of that. So I did. A few minutes later, whatever it was, I had it apart. So, and there's a couple of the guys at work. And one particular, he grew up on a farm. You know who you are. He's dealt with that stuff on the farm. And if you're on a dairy farm especially, and you got manure and it's eating up all your steel and it's rotting away, and you got to figure out a way to get it apart or patch it, something, he knows what I'm talking about. And all of you that grew up doing that, you understand. And then there's another guy that he's a lot younger than both of us, but he lives this old equipment lifestyle. And he's got a pretty good idea how to take care of rust. So anyway, let me know down in the comments. Have you had that experience? Have you been into this old stuff first and then at your job you're able to use it? Let's get up closer. Let's make sure. I want to make sure that hangs over. I don't mind this sticking out over the edge. It's good. Yeah, let me know in the comments. Has that happened to you? Has your hobby life been useful in your work life? And I'm not talking about you're a business owner and that's what you do. But, well, maybe in your line of work, maybe you don't own the business. Maybe it's why you got the job. Well, let me know regardless. So, okay. So now I'm going to get this soot off. I'm going to go clean that other surface. I'm going to lay a bead down on both sides, on here and on there. We'll put the gasket on. We're going to put this thing back together. Well, in case you're wondering, I thought maybe I'd show you how I'm getting that soot off. So if you hadn't seen the previous videos, I originally took this to work, put it in the lathe, chucked it up, and I started turning this edge because it was kind of eating away a little bit. Well, this welded piece I showed you a little bit ago, that broke off. So that's why I went and welded back on. Yeah, you can still see there's a crack there, but it's solid on the top side, so nothing can get through. Evidenced by there's no soot in this area. So anyway, I turned this, that broke off, I welded it, it was done, put it on. Now I'm cleaning it. It didn't run very long, didn't sit outside, it's not all rusty. There we go. So I'm going to go do the same to the exhaust manifold. So this tube's been sitting around a while. You can see there's a little clear fluid there. I'm going to put that on my towel, get that out of the way. Now we'll start putting the bead down. If this doesn't work, this gasket and high temp gasket maker, I think it will. It's not going to be a long-term solution, I don't think, because if you know anything about headers, these gaskets blow out. So do the ones from the header to the head. So hopefully if this doesn't work out, it's just going to stay on there for the year till maybe next winter, or unless I get real ambitious. We'll see how it goes, but I'm just going to leave it. It's not any noisier, so that's not an issue. It's just it's going to burn the paint worse on that hood. That I don't want. Okay, so we got that. Got a little sealer squishing out. That's not going to hurt nothing. That will wipe the excess off, so I can't wear that to the wedding reception this evening. which is about 2 hours away, which means I need to be in the house in about an hour and a half, which I think I'm doing okay time-wise. Okay, we're going to put one more bead on here. And then we'll go set it in the tractor. Yeah, there we go. I'm not a huge fan of using silicone, but and really just because one, it's messy. It's like grease. You get it on your hands. If you don't stop and get it off, it's gonna get everywhere. So keep wiping it off. And then the other is when you have excess, it squishes out. It's unsightly. But if I take the time, or if anybody takes the time to cut it off or scrape it off after it's cured, yeah, I should put a little more right here. And then it's not so bad. Fortunately, this tractor is not like taking it to a car show. Not many people pop the hood on their tractor to show off an engine. Why? The engine's already exposed. That's why. Alright, let's see. Remind me, I think we took it out this way, so the open end was like this way and it slipped in. I hope so. Okay, I'm going to put you up here. Just like a little crooked. Let's move you right there. Okay. Try not to get this over, all over. Okay, that slips in like that. Try to keep the gasket, silicone maker stuff out of the way. That drops in. This is going to point to me. Sorry, I got to get in the way a little bit. There we go. I'm going to rotate so that welded piece is right at me. Just like so. Ooh. Ooh. Now we're going to put some bolts in. Except that one, the gasket on this side is sticking out a little bit. There we go. That fits. Let's see, on your side, I'm assuming both sides should have a stud. So this is original, the bolt isn't. But I'm not gonna mess with it. There we go. I'm not gonna torque this down. I don't want to crush all that silicone out of there. That'll be, I'm going to let this set up for a day or close to. So maybe tomorrow, if I'm not watching a football game, or if I remember, I will record the game like I always do, and then I will skip all the commercials. I'll skip the halftime. My team is sitting at home for the playoffs. They didn't make it. So I really don't have a care on who wins these football games. It's more of, I want to watch a good, entertaining game. I don't want to watch a blowout. For those that don't like sports, and you're always in your shop, well, yeah, you don't care at all, period. Okay. So it's just down far enough to make tension. Let's get you out from underneath the hood. This is what it looks like. We've got a little sandwich going on. Hopefully, I can see a dark spot right there. That should That should seal up. I mean, there's a dark spot there. It just means the silicone isn't all the way out to the edge, but I crammed it into that corner, so it's going to come down and crush. And as I put pressure on here, so like I said, that's still loose. That's still loose. That'll set up, and when I go to tighten it, it should crush on that and seal everything up. All right. We'll see you tomorrow.